Hello. You know, the best thing about Geneva State Forest, you really never know who you're going to run into. We had an opportunity today to meet two young researchers, Nicole and Kevin. They're from Penn State University, and they're here to do research on the eastern fence lizard. That's right, the eastern fence lizard. I have never seen one in Geneva State Forest, but they were here and they found 9 or 10 of them. They did tests on them, and it was just really interesting talking to these two young people and how excited they were about conducting their research. So let's look and see what they do and how they get it done. And you can just tell me what he is and where you find him at.
So this is the eastern fence lizard. Scalopus undulatus is the Latin name for it. And they're in, but the eastern is all across the eastern U.S. wherever there's a forest, pretty much. On pines or oaks, wherever the understory isn't very thick. You might not see them because they blend in pretty well. So,
is that about as big as they usually get?
This is a full-size adult. Yeah, they can get a little bigger, and they get bigger as you move north. Also.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, most game does.
Yeah.
If you look at Florida deer, you'll realize. How many young do they have usually at a time? They have living young or eggs?
Eggs.
Eggs?
Yeah.
And where do they usually lay their eggs at?
As far as we know, the females usually go to like a 50% canopy cover area that's a little bit less than the middle of the forest and lay their clutches within like 5 to 7 centimeters
Probably
deep.
kind of sandy soil if they can find it.
Oh, they bury them in the soil?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they lay up to 3 clutches a year in each clutch. It ranges.
Yeah.
The northern populations lay more. They can lay up to 15, 16 eggs
Per clutch.
Per clutch. But the southern, it's more like 6 or 8.
6 to 10, yeah.
And what are you guys doing here now with this little guy?
We just measure their size. We take a blood sample.
Oh, you take a blood sample?
Yep. We're going to measure for stress hormones.
What is that?
Glucocorticoids.
Yeah,
to
basically.
be specific, yeah.
And we can analyze it back in the lab and then just sort of compare there.
So how do you know when a population of this species is up or down? Any way of finding that out? You know, like
in densities, or
yeah, like a lot of times you can say, well, this animal is going extinct or something because you don't see. Yeah. How would you tell with a?
Well, you need long-term studies to do that.
Okay, and what's your study encompass now?
Well, particularly we're looking at populations of the eastern fence lizard that have experienced invasion of fire ants, the red imported fire ant, or those that haven't. And we're looking to see if the behaviors are different and stress levels with the glucocorticoids. So if they are more stressed because of the ants, the baseline stress hormones should be higher. And that's basically what we're looking at now.
And if they're stressed out, theoretically, their immune function could be lower. So it might take them longer to heal from a wound or something, infection.
Does their tail grow back?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
It just doesn't grow back with the bone.
Oh, it just comes.
So they have
cartilage.
less. Yeah, it's cartilage.
Yeah.
So. And only once. Yeah.
Right.
Only one time it'll grow back?
Depending on where it breaks.
Yeah.
You can't break it. You know, if it broke here and then it broke below that a second time, it wouldn't grow back anymore.
Oh.
So if you break above the previous break, it'll grow back, but not below that.
Well, that's pretty interesting. And that's the only species that you're actually
studying at the moment.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.